What's going on, everyone? My name is Patrick Poole. Welcome to another episode of Pat Talk. Glad to be here today. Glad to help you guys out. Tell you guys things that I do from my experience on how to be successful and how to get to where you want. If you don't know me already, I live in Alabama. I'm a general manager. But in my free time, I do my best to learn more about myself and post these videos because I got goals and big plans, and I know that at the end of the day, in order for me to upgrade, elevate myself, I got to give back and give value to you guys. So that's why I do these videos. If you haven't already, go check out my other videos in my channel. I got a lot more content right now and coming soon. Go ahead and subscribe. And also in a little bit, I'm going to have my social medias going across the screen. So if you guys want to contact me, you guys can go ahead and hit me up because I'm here to connect. I'm here to network and help as many people as I can. So the way that I do this, I introduce a topic. I go in depth on how I feel about it and how it can help out people. And then we just go ahead and go from there. So this is actually one that I've been waiting, because if you look at my previous episodes, I've been building up terminologies and things and personal development up to this main one. And the topic tonight is setting goals, or goals in general. So goals, in my opinion, before I get to the definition, is the number one driver of what's gonna get you into where you want to go in life. Because without goals, there's nothing. There's nothing that you're doing. There's nothing. You're not progressing. You're just stationary. And we're humans. We want to grow. We want to get somewhere. But how do we get somewhere? How do we know where to look forward to? How do we know what specific path we have to take to go after with what you want? Well, the first thing you got to do, and they talk about this in school, but I'm gonna put some juice into this about talking about goals, is that you have to know specifically what you want. You have to know the timeline, possibly, of how long that goal could take. You have to feel that goal. You have to mentally prepare yourself to go through that goal. There's a lot of things to a goal than just writing on a sheet of paper or saying that I want to go do this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when you speak, those words are powerful. Like, when you speak, you're speaking truth. You're speaking what you want to happen. And that's why first of all, it's most important that when you speak with a sense of purpose, because your words are literally, they mean something. Those words are your actions. Those words are what you affirm. So if you affirm a certain thing from what you say, well, then you're going to probably get that desired result. So if you believe and affirm in your goal from the beginning, from the get-go, you're going to set yourself up for success because you mean it, number one, and you know exactly what you want and how to get there. So that's just the goal in general and how I see it. But to give the definition, a goal is an object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired results. So I've networked with some people that they have money, they're doing really well in life, and when I talk to them, or when I've been in some of their sessions, the number one thing that they talk about and trying to figure out where you want to go in life is you have to have a vision, you have to have a plan, you have to have a desired result to go get to where you want to go. And it's really important because of what I talked about in my other videos about how in life and every day and just meeting people want things for them as well. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a goal, like I said before, you're susceptible to listening to anything and just going after it and just doing this and doing that. But then you don't find the time to figure out, well, what do I want? Or what do I want to do? What's the desired result of what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go? Because without that, you're just I'm not going to say you're just a robot or you're a number, but you're not. It's almost as if like you're not present. You want to be present. You want to be active. You want to be constantly trying to achieve, constantly trying to better yourself, constantly trying to figure out what is the best way for me to opt in and move forward. And that's why setting goals, it's the primary. It's everything that it's everything that you work for in life. In society, goals, from a kid is go to preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school. Then after high school, if you graduate, and go to college, that's great. If not, you do that. But anyway, you always have to be looking for that goal to keep you grounded, to keep you structured, like we talked about in the last video of discipline, but also going after that desired result that it talks about in the definition. So next thing I want to talk about with setting goals is how do I set my goals personally. So I've been doing these past 2 years, especially because of COVID, getting a chance to realize, who I am as a person. I've had to really sit back and realize, well, what do I want? What specific goals do I want to attain and achieve? But the cool thing about setting goals is you have realistic and unrealistic goals. But for me, I choose more unrealistic goals. And let me tell you guys why I choose unrealistic goals. I choose unrealistic goals because if I choose a goal that I know that I'm going to meet, then I'm not going to work hard to achieve that goal. And the reason why I say that is because procrastination and laziness is the number one detractor that will keep you away from getting to your goals. And for me personally, if I don't set goals that look just freaking downright ridiculous to the average person, then I'm not going to have the motivation or even the discipline to go achieve it, because I'm going to be like, well, I can go, my goal is to go to work. I can go do, I'm already motivated, disciplined to go do that. Now, if my goal is I want to go to work and have a successful day, now that's a little bit better. Now you got to figure out now you got to determine what's a successful day for you at your job. Is a successful day I made $10,000 in sales, or I had everyone show up to work today, or no one got written up, no one got fired, no incidents happens. That's where you have to come in and set your own goals. But at the same time, if you really want to get results, in my opinion, off your goals, you have to set them unrealistic. And sometimes, and most of the time, honestly, you might not even hit those goals. And that's okay, because you took the necessary action. You maintained a discipline level and a consistency and focus to keep going after your goal. You didn't, just because you had a rest day, I got to get my butt back up and keep moving forward. There wasn't no procrastination. There wasn't no, I can just, I'm about to meet my goal tomorrow. No, you kept going. You kept driving. And sometimes you might meet those unrealistic goals. It's possible. And if you do, that just shows you that you have the innate power, the fire to go out there and achieve and accomplish what you want to do. And that's why I set my unrealistic goals, because for me personally, I just know that if I don't set my goals at a level that just seem downright ridiculous to the average person, or even to myself and what my own capabilities are, then most likely I'm not gonna achieve it, because I'm gonna procrastinate, go do something else, and now I'm back to square one, or not even just the goals, is done. So the next thing I want to talk about is how should you set your goals. So, setting your goals really has to come down to something that something that you really have to be obsessed about. And I know that sounds crazy. I'm not trying to be possessive or anything, but your goals have to be so valuable to you that every time you think about that goal, you might just tear up a little bit, because it brings a lot of emotion. It brings the best out of you. When a lot of people, you guys have had that feeling where you want to achieve something or do something so bad that it just ignites. It just brings out the best out of you. It just brings that tenacity and focus out of you. And that is one of the best feelings ever, because at that point, you know that nobody except for you can stop you on what you're trying to attain and what you're trying to achieve. And that's why setting your goals, the first thing that I would do in setting your goals is you have to figure out exactly what goal do you want. And it can be realistic. I can't tell you what's best for you, but it can be realistic or it can be unrealistic. But that goal has to be so big that every morning you wake up and it's like, man, I gotta go do this. man, I'm excited to go do this because I know one day that goal's going to be hit. I'm excited to do this because when that outcome happens, I'm going to look back and be like, man, you know what? 10 months ago, I said I was going to do this, and I did it. I went through the struggle. I went through the grind. I had things happen that got in my way, but I still achieved it because I think I gave a damn and I cared about completing and finishing that goal. So that's the blueprint. The blueprint, you just have to, and it takes time. It's taken me time to dissect, this past year, living in Alabama, dissect exactly what I wanted, dissect how I want to move forward, but at the same time, finding that innate desire, that innate focus, that innate goal, to where literally every morning I wake up and I know what I'm moving forward to, and I know what I'm going to achieve in the future. That's why I love goal setting, because if you nail it right, you will win and you will be successful. So in terms of how to write down goals, or how to put goals into action, first of all, whenever you write something down and you mean it, it can come into fruition. So one of the people that I've listened to and watched some videos of is Bob Proctor. Has a lot of seminars, but he read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you guys ever heard Think and Grow Rich, it's a book that basically puts, and it kind of makes sense to an extent of, if you think about money, you can make money. If you think about ways to become successful, you can make that happen, which I kind of agree with. There's a lot to it. You have to put the work in too, but you can definitely figure out what you want to do first of all with your brain, which I do agree. But in the book, the main thing that is talked about in Think and Grow Rich is, I'm so happy and grateful now. See, in order for you to achieve your goal in the future, you have to already be thinking about you're in that position now. So if you want to be a commercial airline pilot, you have to be in the position right now that I'm already a commercial airline pilot. If you want to be the top marketing salesperson for your job, you have to believe already that I'm the top marketing salesperson at my job. If you want to be a millionaire one day, you have to tell yourself that I'm already a millionaire today. You have to be in your future state of what you want to do already in the present in order for you to achieve that dream physical state. And why do I say that? Because in life, you realize that anxiety and anxiousness is something because you're worried about the future. But if you already know what you want to do right now, it completely removes that side of the equation of anxiety and fear, because I know where I'm going. That's it. All that is knowing exactly. All that is knowing exactly where you're going. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I'm not saying you're not going to have trials and tribulations along the way. And who knows, maybe that goal might not be met in that desired time. But if you're working toward it, you know that you're not going to give up going after what you want. That's the whole thing. The whole thing about setting goals, and sometimes if they're unrealistic, is not quitting, not stopping when things look bad, not stopping when things are bad, and not giving up on what you wrote down on a sheet of paper or what you talked about, X amount of time ago. Because at the end of the day, like I said, if you really truly believe in something and you set on to do something, more than likely you will achieve it. So the last thing I want to talk about before I get in my last part is something that I learned from a person when I got my current job. So it was my third interview for my job. Met with the recruiter and the HR person at the time. They were going through my interview, and there was something that caught my eye about what the guy had said during the interview, which was, because I was struggling in school and I talked to them about, because they want to get to know you and stuff during the interviews. A lot of you guys have been through that, going through job interviews and stuff. But he asked me, and I told him what I wasn't doing well in school. He said, "Well, Patrick, here's what you do in order to get better at what you're doing, at perfecting your craft. Basically, it's, if you want to achieve something, you have to do that activity 100% of the time. If you have a goal that you want to go after and achieve, you have to work toward that goal 100% of the time. You can't do it 98% of the time, 97, because here's why. And it's kind of like going back to the unrealistic goals. 100% is hard in anything because as humans, we make mistakes. We're not perfect. Now, people have made 100s, and that's great, on tests and stuff, but especially when it comes to real world and things, it is super hard to get something done 100% of the time. But the reason why you focus and you go after something 100% of the time, because even though you might not get to 100%, you might get to 97%, you might get to 90%, you might get to 83%. That's still good, right? 75, that's still good. The reason why you go 100% of the time in your activities is that if you do that, then at the end of the day, when the result comes, when the outcome comes, you cannot sit there and be like, man, I did not try my best to go after my desired result, because I did it. You did it. You did it, and you know that I put the work in, I put the effort in to go after and achieve what I wanted. And that's it. Because, life is about going through your journey, the goals that you set, and to make it happen. And the last thing that I talk about in this whole video is you got to go. The best ideas, there's a phrase that I learned. I don't have the full phrase to it, but it is powerful too. And the phrase goes, some of the best ideas in the world are buried underground right now. Some of the best ideas, some of the best things that people have set out to do in life were never achieved. Why? Because they were scared. They thought that they had to have this. Maybe they thought about other people. They had anxiety. Look, if you have something that you want to do, just go. Who cares? There's gonna be hiccups. There's gonna be mistakes. There's gonna be things that don't go well. There's gonna be times where you might get chewed out or yelled at. People are gonna say what they want to say and all that stuff, but just go. What's stopping you? Go. Like, literally. You have the chance right now to go do what you want to do or whatever goal that you desire. Think about it. If it's just you, what else matters? If it's something you want, what else matters? Nothing. Nothing outside of what anyone tells you what to do matters. That's what you have to think about it. It's me. There ain't nobody else here. It's just me right now. But that's what I'm trying to get you guys to think about is when you achieve when you're trying to figure out is this the best time, go. Because it's something that you want to do. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching this video. I love this. I love talking about goals because I think it's the number one thing that can drive you to where you want to go. If you like this video, subscribe. And we got a lot of good more videos coming on the way. You guys be good, and I'll see you guys on the next video.